What's up, everybody? Welcome to Fantasy Sports Now. Hope you're enjoying your Memorial Day weekend. And let's just jump right into week 9, pitchers to stream. We had a pretty good week last week. It wasn't perfect, but we do like to look at last week's successes before we move on to week 9. Go ahead and just feel free to pause this. I'm not going to talk too much about it. Austin Gomber on Monday was awesome. That just started the week off amazingly. Griffin Canning and Brad Keller really came through. Some guys here at the end, like Wainwright, he had a no hitter through 5 or 4 or something, and then the wheels kind of fell off. Still got a dub, 6 Ks, so not the greatest starts toward the end of the week, but not bad. The guys that really let us down in week 8 before we get to week 9 here, Cole Irvin, who I really was high on as a 2-star pitcher. This is obviously over the course of 2 games, 2 starts here. Just about 10 innings, 18 hits, 9 earned, and only 3 Ks. Lost both of those games for Oakland. Did not really look good. Gonzalez, I pegged him as a 2-star pitcher here. He had a game against the Mets, and then he was supposed to pitch against the Pirates, which really looked good, but he ended up not starting the game against the Mets and then didn't pitch again. So that was really disappointing seeing all of that. But we are here for week 9. We are not here to talk about week 8. But I do like to show that we're not just throwing names and hoping stuff sticks. Most of these guys are owned in less than 50% of the league. In fact, that's what our filter is right here. And most of these guys, honestly, are only rostered in like 20% of leagues, mostly. I usually don't cheat and take the guys that are near 48%, and if I do, then usually I call that out. But this is the guy. I mean, these guys are all getting wins. These are getting dubs. These guys are all available. So let's just jump into week 9 so we can get, the dogs on the grill and the burgers cooking here, all right? Personally, I'm doing a pork butt tomorrow. Gonna wake up at 3 a.m. and get it started. So I should probably do this and get this out there. So for Monday, I'm actually going to kind of agree with their assessment here. I like Mike Minor in this start. We're always picking on Pittsburgh a little bit, and I think that even the folks at Pittsburgh think that's fair. The last 4 starts, he had 7 Ks or above in them, so I'm going to kind of bank on him striking guys out in this game. And based on his last 4 starts, I think that's going to continue to happen. Merrill Kelly, I like this start as well. He is not owned in nearly enough leagues. He is churning out a lot of quality starts, and the Mets team is still not healthy yet, so they still have this kind of AAA offense that looked better over the last 4 or 5 days here, but they still have that AAA kind of offense. Yes, I understand this game is against DeGrom, but there's also this weird thing when DeGrom pitches that it's always a tight game, and the Mets decide like they don't want to hit for DeGrom. I don't think that's real. I think that's kind of made up, but it always seems to go that way. And as long as Merrill Kelly continues to pitch well, then I think that that's what we're looking for out of these guys. So this might not be like a doubleable. Wow, I can't even speak. A winnable game here. I was gonna say like a dub, like dubbing it. Yeah, you get me. So it might not be a game that he wins, but I think he'll pitch well in. Tuesday. Tuesday is my punt day. I really don't like a whole lot here. I'm not going to start anybody. I'm not going to add anybody for my league on Tuesday here. Marco Gonzalez, he probably should be owned in more leagues than 45% of them, but I've been told he's only going to pitch 3-4 innings this week at best. It's against an Oakland team that tends to go off here and there, and he's coming off a forearm strain. I personally think, if you watch this channel enough, forearm strains usually mean you have an elbow problem, realistically. And I am suspecting that he's going to come out of this start with a forearm injury early, and he's going to probably end up having Tommy John. I know it's a bold prediction, but that's why I'm avoiding this, despite the fact that it's like, oh man, Marco Gonzalez is available in most of these leagues. Yeah, no thanks. I'm going to pass this time. If he pitches well, then maybe next time. If I had to pick somebody, I'd pick on Pittsburgh again, and I'd go with Brady Singer. He's kind of like our interim pick every week. We seem to be picking Brady Singer. He gets a decent amount of Ks, so and it's a winnable game. So that might be where I go if I had to go. Moving on to Wednesday. Okay, like I said, I call out when it's kind of like cheating. This is kind of like cheating, but Jordan Montgomery, yes, the Yankees' offense right now is kind of sputtering a little bit, but just the K potential when you play Tampa Bay. Zach Wheeler pitched against Tampa Bay a couple days ago, had 14 strikeouts. Tampa Bay is this home run or strikeout team, and that's good and bad for fantasy. If you're looking for wins, that can be a little shaky. if you're looking for Ks and good starts in general, well, that's great for you. So Jordan Montgomery, I expect him to come out and get some big Ks. Last game he pitched against Tampa Bay, went 6 strong, 9 Ks and a win. So I expect, honestly, I expect similar. If that's considered cheating for everybody, then I am going to go down to Jordan Lyles, and how's that? 2%. At Colorado is not as scary as it used to be. Colorado's offense kind of clicked a little bit today. Pittsburgh kind of took them to the ringer a few games there. So for me, Jordan Lyles he's putting up some quality starts. His last start he had 8 Ks. He's only 2% of the league. He's gonna be there. And at Colorado, I think he's gonna put out at least a decent quality start. And then Thursday, look at this. I know that teams aren't announcing their starters and all that fun stuff, but we can at least project who they are. I actually had to go to 4 different sites to actually find out who's even projected to start on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So get used to my voice because I went and did the research for us despite this page. But I will start with Fulte. I actually do like this pick, the one of the 3 guys they actually have on here. He's not rostered very much. Another at Colorado. John Gray does put out quality starts, so winning this game might be a bit of a 50-50. But Fulte, if you watched him this last game, really looked good, and he did not look like the Fulte that last year that had his elbow, or I don't know what was wrong with him. He had some kind of arm issue, and his velocity was way down. He ended up going to the minors, he got cut, and all that fun stuff. He's battled his way back, and he's actually got his velocity back, and he looked really good against Seattle. So he didn't actually win that game. It was a 2-1 game. He gave up a home run in like the 7th inning, something like that. But he's looked good, and I kind of like him at Colorado here. The other one on Friday I have, or sorry, Thursday, is Cody Petit is going against Pittsburgh. Again, Tyler Anderson, it looks like. The thing about Petit is he doesn't like I don't know. He doesn't go super deep into the games, but he's churning out quality starts. And I'm picking on Pittsburgh. I have to pick on Pittsburgh, and it's gonna probably bite me because of the last 4 games. Pittsburgh's actually looked really good. Like Brian Reynolds is like a stud. He looks so good right now. Moving on to Friday, kind of similar. Josh Fleming, Tampa Bay. He's going against Texas, and the thing about Fleming is he also doesn't really go deep into games, but he's won his last 3 starts. It's been barely winning those 3 starts, but it does happen. Logan Webb for San Francisco going against Chicago Cubs. Usually I wouldn't pick a team going up against the Cubs. I believe Logan Webb, when I looked, was only owned in 9% of leagues, which is kind of surprising because over the last 2, he's only given up last 2 starts, he's only given up like 3 runs, and he's had 21 strikeouts. He's looked really well. I think the reason he must have gotten dropped a lot because he was hurt, and it didn't sound like a good injury, but he's back, and I think he's gonna do well again. Going back on Friday also to the Adam Wainwright well once again. Like I said, he kind of had that no hitter going until the 4th, and the wheels kind of fell off his last start. Going against Cincinnati, but Wainwright went 8 innings the prior start, had a no hitter through 4, looked pretty decent, got a dub his last game, and now he's going against Cincinnati, and I like that start on Friday. So moving on to Saturday, again, you can't really see anything here, but Rich Hill is at Texas. I like to pick on Texas. I don't mind that start. And the other guy I got is Mike Minor. Again, he's kind of my 2-start guy this week. He's going against, wow, who's he going against here? He's going against Minnesota. I think that's a Bureau start, which I don't really love that he's going against Bureaus. But Minnesota has not been looking that great. Their offense is kind of starting to click a little bit now. But boy, over the course of this season, Minnesota has really looked bad. So I'm really going on Kansas City pretty hard here. Sunday is an absolute punt day for me. Sorry, you can't really see much on this video, so I apologize about that. If I was going to pick somebody on Sunday, I would take the chance, I would risk it, and I would go with actually Tristan McKenzie. He's at Baltimore. Usually at Baltimore's not the greatest of starts because it's a small park. Baltimore's offense is been a little bit better since Santander's been back. He's like a double machine, and he's doing it again. This week he had like 4 or 5 doubles. It was pretty fun to watch, honestly. But Tristan McKenzie, I think at some point in his career is going to go off. He went down to AAA, sorted some things out, I think that if on Monday, I think he's starting Monday as well. If he pitches well Monday, then I am absolutely all in on Sunday, Tristan McKenzie. If he doesn't pitch well Monday, then I might just completely punt the Sunday day. Two start guys, this thing, here you go again. You got all these to be determines, which is fair because there's a lot of rainouts and all that fun stuff. So, I mean, I get it. That's kind of fair. But I'm going with Merrill Kelly right off the bat. First guy off the list, really. Maybe I could click on this. I don't think it's going to change a whole lot here. In fact, it doesn't look like it did a whole lot. Usually it highlights people at least, but since everybody's to be determined, I guess then you get what you get. But Merrill Kelly going against the Mets. I gotta like the start. This is the Grom start, so obviously we already talked about that one. But then they're going against Milwaukee. It's probably gonna be against Corbin Burns. It's probably gonna be, well, if it's not, I think Sunday is Corbin Burns Day, and Saturday might be Woodruff, honestly, because Woodruff just pitched today, so it might be Woodruff. But either way, though the opponents are tough, Merrill Kelly is going against two not so great offenses right now. I don't really care what you say. Milwaukee's offense is not that great, and I don't think it's going to change this year. The other one I got here is Wade Miley, which is a bit of a risk here. Philly offense, it's kind of sputtered a little bit. It's up and down a lot. Bryce Harper's out of that lineup, and it shows. So I don't mind this start here. And St. Louis is kind of one of those teams where they rather explode all over you or they just like don't do anything. So I'm gonna take that chance. I don't even know who they're pitching against, but I'm gonna take that chance and I'm gonna start Wade Miley. And the other one we already talked about is the Kansas City guys. I just like these matchups. Brady Singer and Mike Minor, both of them. Pittsburgh, Minnesota. If Mike Minor ends up getting this start, it looks like probably would be the case, and Singer probably gets the Monday start. So Mike Minor is the guy if you're going to have to pick one of them. I don't mind going to Minnesota. This says it's a tough start, but you know what? They have not been that great, and so I don't mind that at all. Okay, guys, that was it. Went long enough. Go eat your burgers. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll see you next time.